Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Carol here at O'Call's Journals. Well, I'm sure you've heard of the 100-day project which started a couple of weeks ago, 23rd of February, I believe to be exact. What is it, if it's new to you? Well, it's an annual worldwide event where lots of creative people or artists or crafters commit to doing a creative project for 100 consecutive days. You pick whatever project and you just commit to doing it. You might spend 5 minutes a day, you might spend all day doing it. It's entirely up to you. There are no rules, and that's really what it's all about. So you get to decide what your goals are and what you want to produce over those 100 days. I've always wanted to do the 100-day project, and I was desperate to do it this year, but there was no way that I could complete 100 consecutive days worth of crafting this year. I really am so lucky because I'm able to craft more or less every single day if I want to, but I don't craft when I'm on holiday. I might take some embroidery to do, but I might not necessarily have the time to do it whilst I'm away, and certainly I won't have time to make sure I do it on each consecutive day that we're away on holiday. And that's exactly where we'll be in a couple of weeks. So for the period that we're away, I would have failed the challenge. But rather than do nothing, I've decided that I'll simply participate until I can't. So I made a start when the 100-day project started a couple of weeks ago, and I decided that I would make a collage every day, limiting myself to working for only 30 minutes a day maximum, which will help me with procrastination, which I'm very prone to. And the other challenge I set myself was only using papers that I am hoarding and/or are from my art scrap box, aka this little box here. So this is full of all sorts of little goodies, and I try and keep it to this little box here and not let it overflow. It's a bit messy at the moment. It's not overflowing, although it looks it. It's a bit messy at the moment because I've been working with some of these papers, but the papers that I hoard are the gorgeous background papers that my lovely friend Jeff makes for me, and I've got a few tucked away in here. That's something that Jeff has made for me. These are papers that he's made for me. This is some hand-rusted papers that he's made. I've got loads tucked away. They're not necessarily in here. That's another piece there that he's made. So that's the challenge I've set for myself, to do a collage every day, only for 30 minutes max, and using papers out of my scrap box or papers that Jeff has made for me that I have been hoarding. So I'm not going to be turning on the camera to record what I will be creating for the 100-day project. This is entirely me time, but I will share with you every couple of weeks the collages that I've made over the previous fortnight. I'm also not going to follow any rules. If I want to follow a rule of 3, I'll do it. If I want to add a contrasting colour, I'll do it. This is purely my playtime. So today I'm going to share with you the first 14 collages that I've made in the past fortnight of the project, and here they are. Let me show you before I start going through these with you. These are what the bases are. I was given this a good while ago, and they're maps on the back and descriptions of places in Italy where you can do these lovely walks. That's the description of the walk and the things you're going to see, and that's the actual walk outlined for you. So I decided that I would use some of these as my bases. So let me pop those in there. If it seems sacrilege to you, don't worry. I'm saving the best walks, the ones that we've done that we didn't particularly enjoy. These are the bases for what I'm collaging on. So this was day 1. I've just used some scrap papers, some labels. This is washi tape. This is some gorgeous handwritten correspondence. Some of Jeff's papers up here and down the side here. So just had a lovely little play and stitched round with black thread. And each day I'm going to put one of these little washi stickers up in that top left hand corner. So that was day 1. This was day 2. And as you can see, that's some Japanese wrapping paper. This is some handmade Japanese paper. This is one of these little numbers from off the back. This was just a label, put some red thread through it. Again, some more of that handwritten ledger off this one. And this was just a scrap of some designer paper that was in my scrap box. And this one has got loads of Jeff's papers on it. So this is Jeff's, and down here, this is some washi tape with Japanese or Chinese symbols on them. And this is piano roll paper in the background. There's some embossed paper here. This is washi tape as well. This was just a little cluster I made, oh gosh, probably a couple of years ago, with some eyelash twine and some silk and some lace just laid up and stitched through with a mother of pearl button on. And then this is just a lexicon playing card and a washi dot down there. This one, Jeff's papers here and here. This is a remnant of a book page, and similarly that, a bit more of that book page down there. Scraps of handwritten paper there and there. This is a number of a ledger journal that I've got, a German one. And then I just did some stitching with thread up there. Another one of Jeff's gorgeous papers here, and just loved how the colours went together. Didn't particularly want a focal element, although I appear to have one here. I printed this off for one of Margaret Miller's collage projects, probably last year, or might have been the beginning of this year. Didn't use it, used something else, so that's been in my scrap box. There's a bit of a barcode up there, part of a label there, and a couple of printed labels there, and washi dots top and bottom there. This one, again, this is some of Jeff's handmade rusted paper there. This is a little bit down there is a piece of he does this gorgeous splattered bags, and that's a little portion down there. And then this is some of his lovely paper in the background here and here. Washi tape up there, book page there, and this is from an old calligraphy book, and then a couple of labels. And then I just did some random stitching. You can hardly see it, but I just needed something to finish off those two corners. Oh, love this one. Jeff's papers here, as you can see. This was part of a tag that somebody sent me with some handwriting on, or a little handwritten message. This was some splattered waste paper here. This image here is out of a magazine. Loved it, so ripped it out, and I've had it in my scrap box for ages. Again, you can see handwritten correspondence paper up there. This is just a label behind here. I thought it picked up the blue on Jeff's papers. Really love that one. And then just stitched a black machine rough edge border all the way around. This is a mixture of Jeff's papers and wrapping papers. This is Jeff's. This is Japanese wrapping paper, the black and white or black and cream in the background there. This here on this side is a vintage receipt, and this is a portion of some wrapping paper that I had. It was used wrapping paper. It was too nice to throw in the bin once I opened the parcel, so I've had it stashed away for a while. And then just did some scruffy stitching top and bottom there. Again, same sort of papers. There's that wrapping paper. This is Japanese handmade paper with obviously their text on top. This is a piece of a French, I think, yeah, French handwritten correspondence. This is Jeff's as well in the background, as you can see, matches that one, and he's done obviously some heat embossing on that with a large stamp. Absolutely gorgeous. And rough stitching down the side there. Once I'd done that, didn't like it, but I'm learning to live with it. And this is all about learning and playing. This in the background here, up here as well, is just some packaging tape that I wrapped around my ironing board the other day when I was spraying it to give it a new lease of life, and there were one or two plastic areas, so I wrapped packaging tape around it, and it got splattered obviously with the black Hammerite paint that I was trying to give it a new lease of life with. It looked great when I ripped it off. In fact, I'll bring it into camera so that you can see it. Here we go. So this is all the packaging tape, and it just looked amazing when I ripped it off, and I thought, oh, I'm going to keep that and use it. So I've been playing with that as well. So a couple of portions of that in the background, and then a wax seal in the center for something to look at. This one, again, this is one of Jeff's papers, this one in the background. Here's that packaging tape coming into play again, portion down there and up here. Here's that wrapping paper, again, some scraps of handwritten correspondence in the background here. This is a book from the same calligraphy book as, where are we? Oh, way back here. Where is it? Can't find it now. Gosh. Oh, that one. So this came out of the same book as that one. A couple of scraps there, they're layered on top of each other. And this is just a double wax seal. I've mixed black and gold here to pick up the colours here, and then just went over the top with just a neutral colour brown and the word lucky stamped on it. This is just a playing card that I covered over with Tim Holtz washi paper. Had it in my stash for ages, didn't use it for another project, so I just cut it down and used it on there as a bit of a focal element. More of Jeff's lovely papers here, this gorgeous pink in the back, and then this is another piece here, different one, but this time I've gone around the outside with some vintage photo. This is a scrap of eco-dyed paper here in the back. This is embossed vellum. This long strip down here behind the label is a piece of magazine paper that I had in my stash, and yeah, this is just a little cluster of labels that I made the focal element of. Oh, this one, had fun playing with this one. This was just an image that I saw in a magazine, wanted it for another project, didn't get round to using it, so I've had it in my stash again, or in my scrap box. This is a portion of some of Jeff's paper, so there's a couple of rings there that are gold embossed on it. This is the front page of a vintage book, and this brown here in the background is a vintage receipt, which I thought matched the background paper that Jeff used on there. This portion here, this writing and this, were on the back of a vintage envelope, and I just cut them apart and used them in two different locations. Portion of French or Italian, not sure which, book page. I think this is a Tracy Fox label, and this, I've got some of these look like vintage postcards or letters, but they're actually stickers, so very rarely use them, but I thought I'd make use of it on here. And yeah, that's about it. Bit of scruffy stitching on my machine for that one. Oh, absolutely love this one. This is where I'm saying I'm not following any rules whatsoever, because I don't know whether the green goes with the blue or not, or whether it just doesn't sit right, but I like it, so I went with it. This blue in the back is a portion of one of Jeff's papers that he did for me, as is the green portion here. This bit here, and there's a strip of it up there coming down the back here, that's just embossed wallpaper. A little bit of vintage handwritten book text there. Absolutely love both of those that Jeff did for me, but absolutely love this green with the splattering of gold and the blue, just absolutely fabulous. So I wanted to make use of it, and as I say, whether it sits with the blue or not, I don't know, I don't care really, I just love it. This is a stamp, or a wax seal rather, that I've had in my stash for ages, been hoarding it because I absolutely love it. Look at all those hearts on it. So decided, yep, use it because I can use it. And I've made it my focal element, and this is a vintage aspirin label, as you can see. So yeah, one of my favorites, that one, just love it. And this is the one I played with yesterday. So the background here is a vintage label, as you can see, it's there. I just covered it over with some vintage glassine paper, and then went in with one of Jeff's splattered paper bags. So it's one of these, but he's used different colours on it. This one he's embossed. If I turn it over, you can see he's embossed that. This one he hadn't, but Oh, I loved it just as it was, and particularly because of the rusty lines that he's got coming down here, which I think he's probably done with a credit card or something like that, that he's run through paint and then just marked it on his bag. But just gorgeous. And then I've used some handwritten indenture paper in the back there. There's a portion behind that label, another portion up in there, so that you can just see it poking through the bag. And I've put another little portion down there to try and follow the rule of three. And then this is another vintage label, and again I decided, yeah, use it. So there we go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed seeing these. This is my efforts for the first 2 weeks of the 100-day project, and in a fortnight's time I will come back and show you my next lot of collages for the next 14 days. Whether I get any further than that, I don't know, because that'll be so close to my holiday, but we will see. I might be able to pick up this project when I come back from my holiday. I'll do some close-up photos at the end so that you can see these in more detail if you're interested. But before I go, a huge thank you to my lovely friend Jeff for giving me such fabulous things to play with. These are more of his papers here. Well, all of this is. I'm going to be playing with these two tomorrow. Just fabulous. So once again, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, take care and have fun. And oh, if you're doing the 100-day project, hang in there. Take care, everybody. Bye bye now.